Hello, I am Evan Keys with SPAC Chat, and I am here with Dr. Alex Titomirov, who is joining us from Palm Beach, Florida. Alkaline World is the name of his company, and they are the target company for the PPR SPAC healthcare vertical. Why is Alkaline World perfectly positioned to treat both acute COVID and long COVID symptoms?
I believe that we found really the truly biological answer to the COVID problem by understanding the nature of the receptor virus interactions, also by understanding all kinds of vaccines, the strategies, how people make these vaccines, and selecting the right vaccine approach. And I believe that we found the perfect drug delivery system for enhancing the work of different treatments, so making it drug agnostic technology.
Awesome. So what concerns you most about the current strains that are circulating in Europe and Brazil?
Well, I believe that the most concerning is the lack of a rapid reaction of the vaccine producers to the different strains, and also by the fact that it's a very narrow spectrum of interaction between the virus, S protein, and ACE2 receptor. So people are very focused on that interaction instead of working on, let's say, T cell, CD4 plus T cell mechanism, which is enhancing the reaction of CD8 plus T cells on killing these cells infected with the virus, and at the same time initiating the better production of antibodies by B lymphocytes. So people, I think they're trying to do the job too fast, not understanding the real nature of the immunity. And we believe that with our alkaline treatment technology, we'll be able to improve overall biochemistry of the immune system, which is the key in fighting off COVID-19.
Right. So do you think that COVID is something that we're just going to need to learn to live with?
Well, unfortunately, yes, but I think that humans are survivors. And obviously, the Spanish flu and all kinds of calamities in medieval ages produced a very rapid response system in our genotype and phenotype. But on top of it, understanding of biology in today's world, sequencing human genome and proteome and metabolome would increase the ability to resist such a problem.
Yes, absolutely. So why are you focusing on launching your drug delivery system and long COVID treatments in Europe?
Well, I think Europe needs our help the most right now. As you see, they're behind US in treating their population, and therefore perhaps it will be a faster response to the novel treatments.
What would you say is the most unique quality of Alkaline World that can be replicated along a variety of treatments?
I believe that we understood very well the nature of alkalinity being important for the cellular metabolism. Having said that, I would emphasize that alkalinity in general is causing higher degree of hydration of the body by virtue of producing a smaller water molecule interaction complexes because of the tighter van der Waals forces. And so I believe that this system could be universal drug delivery enhancement system. It goes from aspirin to vaccines and anything else. So in other words, my opinion is that by combining general physiological conditions and improvements of the immune system in general, especially long COVID symptoms, would be elevated, will be helped by using the physiological treatments in addition to vaccines. And I want to reemphasize that the T lymphocyte-based vaccines, which have the memory of about 17 years, I think is a future, especially working on CD4 plus T lymphocytes, which are regulating different responses of the immune system to the COVID-19 as a future.
So why is the PPR SPAC healthcare vertical focusing on Alkaline World as their first target company?
Great question. So I've known Dr. Titomirov for several years from our Monaco forums. He's been based between Monaco and the US for a long time. And I learned about his alkaline strategy through another product that he had, which was alkaline vodka, which is amazing as well. I think it's the only vodka in the world where you actually feel better the more vodka you drink. But you know, all jokes aside, it's been proven that making a body alkaline is the key to controlling inflammation. And from everything that we know about COVID, the way that it attacks the body is by creating inflammation, which then exhibits itself in a variety of symptoms, both acute, when you are very sick, meaning that you might need ICU care, and basically long-term COVID, which we've been hearing a lot about, and which exhibits itself in over 15 different symptoms. Basically, at the core of all these are inflammation, and I think that Dr. Titomirov's Alkaline World solution for administering drugs in a much more safe and effective manner, which allows them to work better, and which allows patients to avoid getting on a ventilator. Because I know a lot of us think, well, as long as we have a ventilator, we'll be okay. But that's actually not true, because only about 20% of people who get on a ventilator survive. So the key is to actually avoid getting on a ventilator. And I think we found that kind of a solution with Alkaline World. But I'm going to turn it back over to Alex to have him comment on, you know, how this can help save lives as well.
Well, thank you, Andrea, very much for such a nice introduction. I worked on alkalinity since 2003, when I realized that alkaline water, in fact, helps cancer patients to get even to remission. And alkaline water could be done artificially by using the machine, the electrode-based, the electrolysis-based machine, or it could be found in nature. So naturally, alkaline water actually is more stable, a lot more stable than artificially made. Therefore, I focus my research on naturally occurring alkaline water sources. And what was stunning is that we found that alkaline water is not causing like just improvements in beverages like vodka, gin, whiskey, tequila, rum, coffee, tea, and so forth, but it's also improving the administration of any molecule which you want to administer to the body, including natural medicine like CBD, terpenes, flavonoids, things which are coming to the market right now, and there's an intensive research on all the substances like this, which are derivative of the hemp oil, but also natural drugs, and also FDA-approved drugs, which could be affected by alkalinity. And my theory is that because alkalinity is universally improving hydration of the cells by virtue of creating this tighter water complexes, because water travels in the complexes, not one by one molecule. So this tighter water complexes penetrate better the cells in the tissue, and whatever is surrounding the cells in the tissue will go there faster. Either it's hydrophobic or hydrophilic drugs, no matter what. And so therefore I believe that in such a crisis of human race today with this COVID-19 situation, it's very important to increase the body's ability to absorb the drugs in more efficient way. Also, alkalinity helps a lot with physiological conditions in general, improving the health of the immune system and causing the reduction of inflammation as well, which is extremely helpful in acute and long COVID symptoms, obviously.
Great. No, that's a great summary, Alex. I really appreciate that. And I think that, as we get farther and farther into this pandemic, we realize that this is probably something we're going to have to live with for a very long time. Having a natural resource that can improve outcomes, both for people who are basically fighting for their lives, as well as people that are suffering from long-term COVID, some of which we've seen have been suffering for well over a year. I think this is a foremost health topic. There's no sort of quick solution to all of this, but I think that PPR SPAC is focusing on those solutions that can make the outcomes better, and certainly Alkaline World is an ideal target for our healthcare vertical, which we look forward to launching. So thanks so much, Alex, and thank you, Evan, for joining us today. We will keep you updated. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your questions.